So are you comfortable with first unit or second unit? What?
First unit, ma'am.
First unit. So let me ask. So what is DBMS?
It is a creation. It is a software package which is used to define, create, store, and maintain and retrieve data.
Okay. What are the applications of DBMS?
Yes, ma'am. For banking for all transactions, airlines for all reserving schedules, mm, universities for registration for grade 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 purpose, uh, sales for customer details, product details, mm, human resources, for example, student details, employee details, and telecom, ma'am.
Okay. So in universities, not for only a grading. So you can also view your results. Database will be maintained of students
Yes,
and
ma'am.
as well as faculty. All the information will be available at one place in universities also. Okay.
Okay.
And what are the different types of database languages you have?
Yes, ma'am. Traditional database,
Okay.
multimedia database, um, geographical information system database.
Yeah. So can you elaborate that one?
Which one, ma'am?
Types of. You are saying database, types of databases, not types of. I have asked types of database languages.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Database, data definition language,
Yes.
data control language, data manipulation language, transaction control language, ma'am.
So could you give a brief summary about what is meant by DDL and how many commands are there in that?
Actually, I only know about language, ma'am.
Oh,
But it defines data language. That is what I know, ma'am.
okay. See, DDL means it defines the schema. Okay. So
Okay,
in that,
ma'am.
it is a definition, data definition language. It deals with an schema, and here data dictionaries was present in DDL. Okay. So main commands you need to remember in DDL are, you need to remember like CAD, create, alter, drop, rename. Okay. So
Okay,
these are
ma'am.
commands which you are having in DDL. Okay, fine, ma. Very good. So next, you can unmute.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
you can mute yourself.
Okay,
Next,
ma'am.
next person. Why Harshita? 4551.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
So on which concepts are you are aware?
First unit, ma'am.
First unit. All are from first unit only. Huh? Whatever remaining subjects or remaining units. Okay. So what are database users? I'm asking from first unit only. What are database users?
Database units are personal finance management, ma'am, and it is
Database
also used
user
for
means you need to explain the architecture. How many types of users?
ma'am.
There are 4 types of users, no? Sophisticated users,
Yes, ma'am.
Navy users. You need to explain all that. Navy users, sophisticated users, database administrators. Okay. So I
Okay.
have explained the diagram, right? With 4 users and application development, and you are having some statistical data dictionary indices, all those things you need to explain. Okay. Database. Now tell me, what is mean by schema?
Schema defines the data structure, ma'am.
What is mean by instance?
Instance.
Instance is nothing but a particular information is stored at a particular time. Okay, at a particular moment of
Okay,
time,
ma'am.
it's called as an instance. Okay, what is meant by instance?
Instance is specific occurrence of realization of concept, ma'am.
No. Information is stored at a particular moment is known as instance, not occurrence. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So, can you elaborate about selection operator in relational algebra?
Ma'am, what, ma'am? Can you repeat the question?
Selection operator in relational algebra.
Selection operator.
I don't know.
Yeah, I read, ma'am. One second. Selection operator means retrieves a subset of the row, ma'am.
Yes. So what is the syntax of selection operator? What is the representation? What is the notation?
I don't know about that, ma'am.
Notation is nothing but selection, sigma. Okay, sigma is the
Okay,
representation of selection operator. Okay,
okay,
now
okay, ma'am.
database languages. What are the types of database languages?
There are four types of database languages, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. Hmm.
DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, ma'am. DDL means data definition language. DML means data manipulation language. DCL means data control language. And TCL means a transition control language, ma'am.
Okay, so what is meant by DML? Data manipulation language.
Manipulation language, ma'am.
Ah, the word itself it is deriving. No, what is meant by data manipulation language?
It's used to manipulate the data in the
Yes,
database, ma'am.
exactly. Okay. And also it deals with the data present in a table. Okay.
Okay,
So what are the
okay.
commands you are having in DML?
DM.
Yes. DML means the data manipulation language.
Yes, ma'am. Comments.
Select. So you need to remember simply like this, DML data manipulation language is nothing but we are doing something with data, right? We need to select, we
Okay,
need to
ma'am.
update, we need to delete. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All these comes
Okay,
under DML. You have to remember like this. Simple things, okay?
okay,
Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Very good.
Thank,
Next,
thank
next
you, ma'am.
person. Next one. T Ramya. 4562 roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. T Ramya,
Ma'am,
are you comfortable with second unit, third unit, fourth unit?
second unit, ma'am.
Which unit?
Second unit, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Mockal చెప్పారు second unit అని ఇప్పుడు వరకు first unit అంటున్నారు. Okay. So what are the keys you have learnt in second unit? Different types of keys.
Ma'am,
Different types of keys. Primary keys.
primary key, foreign key, unique key, composite key, alternative key, candidate key, super key.
Okay, what is meant by primary key? What are the conditions with the primary key?
Uniquely identifies each row,
Okay,
cannot be null, must be unique.
okay, fine. So what is meant by foreign key?
Reference the primary key of another.
Okay, you need to say like this. It is an reference taking from the existing table.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What about then check constraints? Null
Ma'am,
constraints. Constraints.
string.
Constraints. Different types of integrity constraints in DBMS. Domain constraints. Okay, let me
Oh,
ask. Other question. What is entity? What is entity?
Entity means
Yes.
real
Yes. It is a real world thing or an object.
real world object,
So could you give an example for entity?
customer, product, or order.
Yes. So what is meant by attribute?
Ma'am,
Attribute.
attribute.
Hmm.
An attribute is a characteristic or property of an entity that
Yes.
describes or defines it.
Okay. Good. Next, what is meant by cardinality?
Ma'am,
Cardinality.
cardinality, I
Means
don't
number
know,
of
ma'am.
tuples. Okay. Number of tuples or a number of rows in a table called as cardinality. Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You can mute yourself. Next person.
Thank you, ma'am.
Aishwarya Sai. 4513. Yes, ma'am. Mute yourself and switch on your camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Aishwarya, which
Ma'am.
unit you are comfortable with?
First unit, ma'am.
Only first unit. Then what are
Yes,
the
ma'am.
remaining units? Huh? You have read only first unit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Define DBMS.
DBMS, it is the collection of interrelated data.
Okay. DBMS I'm asking, not database.
DBMS,
Hmm.
database management system.
Hmm.
It is a software package
Yeah.
the that organize the data. It allows the users to store the data
Yes.
and also retrieve the data. It gives secure to the data also.
Okay, fine. So what is meant by database?
Database, it is the collection of interrelated data.
Okay. So
It
give some examples of database.
uh, um, um,
Where we are using databases right now.
as ma'am, like storing some important files, like student files or other important files like our details.
Like databases like student database. Okay.
As ma'am,
University database.
university
Banking
database and
database,
other
customer database,
banking
product. Okay. And there are
as ma'am,
limit, not limited. It is a limitless database. Okay.
as ma'am, as ma'am.
Okay. So tell me the database users, types of database users.
There are end users and data administrators
Hmm.
and developers. And users are uh, the one who are interact directly to the data,
Okay.
and data administrators are the people who manage all the databases,
Okay.
and uh, developers are the people who develop the applications to interact to the data.
Okay. You have missed one thing there. Application programmers. Main thing that
Yeah,
is.
application programmers.
So who are application programmers?
Our we only know
We only.
as
The
ma'am.
people who knows the program, who have the technical
As
knowledge.
ma'am, who
Yes,
have technical
not
knowledge and who works on program.
yes, they are called as application programmers. They write
Application
the
programmers.
application programs to compile and to
As
link up with the database. Okay.
as ma'am.
Okay. So what is meant by storage manager?
Uh, it stores data, ma'am. Some
Yeah.
important data.
Hmm. I'm asking storage manager in DBMS architecture. What
DBMS
is the work?
architecture.
Yeah. What is the operation with the storage manager?
Um, Responsible for managing the physical storing and retrieval of data,
Okay.
and also organizing the data on disk.
Okay. No, that's it. Antena? So basically, storage manager is nothing but it provides an interaction between low level data to high level data. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is low level data here? Data dictionary, indices, statistical data. That is a data. And high
Yes, ma'am.
level database users. Okay. That is the
Yes, ma'am.
interaction between low level data and the high level
High
data.
level data.
And storage manager going to handle the queries which is submitted by the system.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the main point you have to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fine. You can mute yourself, ma. Next person, Ashwini. Ashwini, 4534. Yes, ma. So, Ashwini, are you comfortable with second unit, third unit, fourth unit? Don't say first
Second
unit.
unit, ma'am. Second unit, ma'am.
Second unit. Okay. So, second unit, what is cardinality?
Cardinality, cardinality is
Just now I explained also what is meant by card.
collection of rows. It's a collection
Not a
of
collection of
rows
rows.
and
Not a collection of rows. Already it will be having some number of rows. You need to say, okay? Number of
cardinality
rows
refers the
tuples called as
number of
cardinal.
relations between two entities of the number of values in a relationship.
So what is meant by degree then?
Um, it means, the relation between entities. Degree refers the number of entities involved in a relationship.
Okay. Number of simple, you need to remember cardinality is nothing but number of rows and degree is nothing but
Yes,
number of
ma'am.
columns or
Yes,
attributes.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Next. Okay. Keys. What are the different types of keys?
Uh, Primary key and origin key, ma'am.
Only two types of keys are there.
And no, ma'am. Unique key.
Candidate key, super key.
Yes,
Okay. So what is meant by super key?
yes, ma'am. Super key. Uh,
Every primary key is said to be a super key and it is a minimal set of a key. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
What is meant by primary key then?
It unique key to identify each record
Yeah.
and that's
Only
it.
that's it. Only one condition is there.
Um,
Two conditions are there. Primary key, okay. It should not have null values and it should be unique. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Next. So what is entity? What is an entity?
Entity. It's a real world object.
Or a thing.
Entity means
Could you give me example for entity?
students, roll
ఏమైంది
numbers.
ఆ? అశ్విని చదవలేదా
Yes, ma'am, but I'm confused.
What is relationship?
Relationship is
Hmm.
mm,
There are relationship is nothing but it shows a relation between entity and the attribute. It shows a
and
yes, it is an association between the entity and
there
the
are two types.
no, four types of relationship. One to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. ఆ
Yes, ma'am.
చెప్పారు కదమ్మా అన్ని ఆ? అశ్విని
Yes, ma'am.
మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి బ్రష్ అప్ చేసుకోనమ్మా. ఓకే ఫైన్, యూ కెన్ మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ మా. నెక్స్ట్
Okay.
దీప 4569 దీప.
Yes, ma'am.
ఎస్ దీప. దీప ఎస్ టెల్ మీ యువర్ ఫేవరెట్ యూనిట్.
Third unit, ma'am.
థర్డ్ యూనిట్. ఓకే వెరీ
Yes, ma'am.
unit. So what is meant by procedure and non-procedure language? Give me the differences between those two.
Ma'am,
Procedure and non-procedure languages.
procedure means storage program in SQL that perform a set of the actions and can be reused, ma'am.
Okay. Then what about non-procedure languages?
Non-processor languages, unstorage
Non-procedure
data,
language is nothing but SQL.
SQL, okay, ma'am.
So what is the full form of SQL?
Structures query language, ma'am.
So SQL is used for
Creating, manipulating, and managing the data in the relation database, ma'am.
okay. So what are set operations?
Union, all, insertion, expect, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the difference between union and union all?
Union is the combine the result from the two queries, ma'am. Remove the duplicates.
You need to two tables.
Tables, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Hmm.
Union all combine the results from the two queries. Keep duplicates in the table, ma'am.
Union all. Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So union is nothing but it combines the two table and it eliminates the duplicates. Union
Yes,
all
ma'am.
combine two tables, it allows the duplicates. So what is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
syntax for union? Syntax.
Ma'am.
Syntax for union.
Um,
ఎలా రాస్తారు syntax?
That's not. Select column 1, column 2 from table 1 union. Select column 1, column 2 from the table 2, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. Very good. Next, you have said only union all. ఇంకేం చెప్పారు?
Insert expect, ma'am.
ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ చెప్పాలి. ఇంటర్సెక్షన్.
Sorry, ma'am. Intersection,
Yes. Okay. So what are aggregate functions?
count, sum, mini, max, average, ma'am.
So what is meaning of average?
Average, find the maximum, ma'am. Average, ma'am. Calculate the average value in the column, ma'am.
Okay. What is the syntax?
Sim-
Select.
Select average, column name, from the table name, where
That,
condition, ma'am.
no need of condition. Only
Okay,
average
ma'am.
to calculate. No. Select.
Okay.
To use the keyword as average from table name. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. So could you give me the types of joins?
Yes, ma'am. Inner join, left join, right join, full join, cross join, ma'am.
Okay. What is inner join?
In return, the match rows in both tables, ma'am.
Okay. So what is transaction?
Transaction, a unit of work that execute as a single operation. Example, insertion, updation, deletion, ma'am.
Okay. So Deepa, very good. You can leave. You can mute yourself. Next, Hema.
Thank you,
4596.
ma'am.
Hema, mute yourself, ma.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. Hema,
Yes, ma'am.
this is your comfortable unit.
Second unit, ma'am.
Second unit. Okay. So what are the different types of keys?
One is check, primary key, foreign key, default, and check. These are the keys that I know, ma'am.
You know. But what are the different types of keys? Huh? Foreign key, primary key.
Primary key,
Ah.
check key, unique,
Hmm.
not null.
Not null okay, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Not null is a constraint, not a key.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So candidate keys,
Okay,
key, these are the types of keys. Okay. Next
okay, ma'am.
is entity.
It is a real-time object. Uh,
What is an attribute?
attribute. It is the heading of the table, ma'am.
Huh?
Means if there is a table, the attributes are tab, employee ID, employee name that are comes under the attributes.
No, Hema, నువ్వు heading of the table అని చెప్పకూడదు. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Attribute is nothing but that defines a entity. Like
Okay, ma'am.
say the property, it is a properties of an entity you need to say. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Example అడిగినప్పుడు చెప్పాలి నేమ్ స్టూడెంట్ ఏజ్ ఓకే సో దీస్ ఆర్ ప్రాపర్టీస్
Okay.
ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్ టేబుల్ లైక్ దట్ ఓకే నెక్స్ట్ సో what is normalization?
Normalization means if there is a subclass, it is the opposite of the generalization, ma'am.
Normalization concept I'm asking normal forms. First normal form, second normal form. So normalization,
Yes,
it is a process, yeah, to avoid minimum redundancy. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Data anomaly, insertion anomaly, all those things. What is NNF? 1NF? First normal form.
In each column contains atomic values, ma'am, and
Exactly.
there is no repeating groups in this normal form, ma'am.
Yes. What about 2NF?
It builds on 1NF, ma'am. It just removes the dependencies where no key attributes depends on a part of composite key, ma'am.
Okay. Then what about 3NF?
It only removes the transitive dependencies where attributes depends on the non-attributes, ma'am.
Okay.
That each attribute directly depends on just primary key, ma'am.
So what is meant by weak entity then?
Uh, there is no accuracy.
Weak entity. I'm asking about entity. Weak entity.
Uh, that is not uniquely identified by that own attribute
No.
and just relies on the strong entity.
You need to say like this, ma. Weak entity is nothing but which is dependent on other entity. Okay. So student
Okay.
is dependent on faculty, right? Yes or no? A teacher.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
student is dependent on teacher. Why teacher?
Teacher.
Yes, right? So you need to say like
Yes.
that. Yeah. So okay, ma. You can mute yourself. Next person. Rahitya.
Yes, ma'am.
4501.
Yes, ma'am.
మీ రోల్ నంబర్ ఏంటి?
24JN45.
4501 కదా?
Yes, ma'am.
మరి నీ రోల్ నంబర్ ఏం టైప్ చేసావు చూడు అక్కడ. 4569 అని ఉంది.
మ్యామ్ నా ఫోన్ లో అవ్వట్లేదు మ్యామ్ మీట్, అందుకే.
ఓకే ఓకే ఫైన్. ఓకే
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సో రాహిత్య,
Yes, ma'am.
which unit you are comfortable?
4th unit, ma'am, transaction management.
Okay, very good. So what is mean by transaction?
Mainly transaction is an event in which the starting and ending process of the transaction we are doing in the transaction, the process.
So what are acid properties?
They are four. Acid means atomicity, C is consistency, I is isolation, and D is durability, ma'am.
What is C?
Consistency, ma'am.
Yes, consistency. You have said consistency. Okay. What is mean by
Sorry.
isolation?
Isolation means the
What is mean by isolation?
it states that once a transaction has been complete, the changes it has to be permanent, ma'am. If we have done any transaction, the changes should be permanent. We can't fix the changes after that, ma'am.
Then what about durability?
Durability, the how much the transaction is can be consistent, stay long. Sorry.
Yes, yes. You need, it is an history type. It won't delete. It isn't permanently. Data will be present. Okay. Okay, Rahitya, you can leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tripura.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Tripura.
Yes, ma'am.
Which unit, ma?
Second unit, ma'am.
Second unit. Okay, what is
Yes, ma'am.
cardinality?
Ma'am,
What is cardinality?
cardinality. In database management system, relational database coordinately refers to the number of rows or records in a table that participate in the relationship.
Yeah, what is an
One to-
participation constraint? Participation constraint. What is participation constraint? A constraint which is involving, okay? A constraint which is involving in the properties, okay? Properties of an weak entity is said to be a participation constraint, okay? Next, what are normal forms? How many types of normal forms are there?
Normal forms. 5 types, ma'am.
Okay. I think you forgot about one normal form. There are actually 6 normal forms. Yes or no? 1NF,
Yes, ma'am.
3NF, BCNF,
2NF,
3NF,
3NF,
BCNF,
4NF, 5.
BCNF. What about BCNF? Boys code normal form. So how many types of relationships are there?
Ma'am,
Relationships. One to one, one to many.
one to many.
Yes, what is meant by one to one? ఏమా చదవలేదా?
One row in a table A is related to one row only.
Okay.
One to many, an instance of entity X is related to more than one instance of entity Y.
Okay, give me example for that one. One to one.
One to one. Person, password, passport.
Okay. So what is an attribute?
Entities are represented by means of their properties is called attributes.
Okay. How many types of keys are there?
Three types, ma'am.
Only 3 types.
Four, ma'am.
What are that?
Key, composite, multi-level, derived. Derived, ma'am.
What I'm asking? Keys.
Types of attributes.
No. What I have asked types of keys.
Types of keys.
Primary key. ఏమ్మా చదవలేదా?
Primary key, key attribute, relationship set.
లేదు మీరు మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చదవాలి. ఇంకే యూనిట్ చెప్తారు?
5th unit, ma'am.
5th unit. Okay. So what are the states of transaction?
Active,
Yeah.
partial committed, failed, aborted.
No. Completed, aborted.
Completed.
Okay, ma, you can mute yourself. Next person. Deepika, 45E2.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
On your camera, ma.
Wait 1 minute, ma'am.
What happened?
కెమెరా యాక్సెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు మ్యామ్, వేరే ఫోన్ నుంచి చేస్తాను.
చేయండి ఫాస్ట్. సో అంతలోకి ఈశ్వరి 45E1. I'll come back to Deepika.
Yes, ma'am.
Alternative Ishwari 45E1. So mute yourself and switch on your camera, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
నీ కెమెరా నాకు కనిపించట్లేదమ్మా ఈశ్వరి.
మ్యామ్ కెమెరా యాక్సెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు మ్యామ్. ఇష్యూ.
యాక్సెస్ అవ్వట్లేదా? అట్లీస్ట్ మొబైల్లో నుంచి అయినా అవ్వాల్సింది కదమ్మా. దీపిక, ఆర్ యూ రెడీ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So Deepika, which unit, ma?
3rd unit, ma'am.
Okay, 3rd unit. What is SQL?
SQL means stands for structure. SQL stands for structure query language, ma'am.
Okay. So what are the types of SQL?
What, ma'am?
Types of SQL. Structure query language లో టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదమ్మా. ప్రొసీజర్, నాన్ ప్రొసీజర్.
Yes, ma'am.
What is mean by procedure language?
Procedure means stored programs in SQL that performs a set of actions and can be reused.
Okay. So what are the domain types in SQL? What are the data types you will be using in SQL?
Data times time, date and time, binary.
Data types
Numeric. Numeric.
To write the characters, what data type we need to use?
What, ma'am?
Characters. If I want to use the characters, which data type I need to use?
String data type, ma'am.
Uh,
String, ma'am.
okay. So when we are going to use varchar?
What, ma'am?
Varchar.
I don't know, ma'am.
So what is DML?
String, ma'am.
What is DM? మా వినిపించట్లేదు నా వాయిస్.
అంటే కొంచెం బ్రోక్ అవుతుంది మేడం వాయిస్.
What is DML?
Data defined language, ma'am.
I'm asking DML, not DDL. Data manipulation language.
Data manipulation language, ma'am.
What are the commands you are having?
Select, insert, update, delete, ma'am.
So what is the syntax for select?
Select from table.
Select from table name. You need to select it. Okay?
Select. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. You can leave. Next, Ishwari.
Thank you.
45E1. Ishwari. Next, 45C9 Nilima. Nilima.
Ma'am, Ishwari.
Okay, ma. So are you comfortable with second unit, third unit? Which unit?
Second unit, ma'am.
Second unit. So what is normalization? Why we need to use normalization?
Normalization is used to remove the duplicate values, ma'am.
Not only duplicates, it also going to avoid anomalies, insertion anomalies, update anomalies. Okay, how many types of normal forms are there?
5 types, ma'am.
What are that?
First normal form, second normal form, third normal form, fourth normal form, fifth normal form.
Okay. So what is the difference between 3NF and 4NF? Third normal form and fifth normal form.
Three NF remove the transitive dependencies, ma'am.
Yes.
4NF remove the multi-value dependencies, ma'am.
Yes. So what is the difference between 5NF and 4NF?
I don't know, ma'am. 5NF.
5NF తెలీదా?
No, ma'am.
ఏమ్మా చదవలేదు 5NF? ఓన్లీ 4NF వరకే చదివారా?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is 1NF then?
1NF means
Hmm.
remove duplicate columns. It has the atomic values, ma'am.
It should have atomic values. Okay, single values. Then what about fifth normal form means there it should not contain any joint dependencies. Okay, you need to remember fifth normal form should not contain any joint dependencies. Okay, so then
Okay, ma'am.
what about this one? Keys. List some of the keys.
Keys.
Yes. Primary key.
Primary key, foreign key, candidate key, super key,
What is primary key?
Each record in a table, ma'am. It identifies.
Okay. So what is an entity? So give me
Real
the
world
name.
thing.
Hmm. What is my entity?
It represents a rectangular box, ma'am.
Hmm.
It describes by using attributes, ma'am.
Okay. It is a real world thing or an object. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes. Give me example for entity.
Uh, Take a person, ma'am.
Hmm.
Attributes are names, email, phone number, address, age, etc.
Okay, ma. Okay, mute yourself. Next, Nilima.
Okay, ma'am.
45C9. Nilima. Yes. So which unit you are comfortable?
First unit.
First unit. Okay. What is DBMS?
Database management system. Is a software package.
Yeah.
It create, maintain, or retrieve the data.
Okay. So what are the applications of DBMS?
Banking system, universities, etc.
Okay.
Sales product.
So what are the different types of database users you have?
Three types of database uses name: traditional database, multimedia
I'm
database,
asking
and
database users, not types of databases. Database users.
developers, data administrators,
Hmm.
developers and data administrators.
Only two types, huh? Application programmers, Navy users. Huh?
Yes, ma'am, application programmers.
What is schema? Overall structure of a database.
Before creating the table and database, first we have to create the schema, ma'am.
Hmm.
There are two types of schema: logical schema, physical schema.
Hmm.
It is a relation with the fields of the columns and rows, ma'am,
Hmm.
which are we taken data type. What we take in the
Okay. So what are the different types of relational operators you have? Selection operator, projection operator. ఏమైందమ్మా 45C9? Nilima, what happened? Next, Shruti, 45B5. Shruti, mute yourself. Yes. Shruti, which unit you are comfortable?
first unit, ma'am.
Okay. So what is meant by data?
Data is a collection of objects.
So what is meant by database?
Database is a collection of interrelated data.
What is meant by database management?
Software package uses to create, manage, and manipulate
Database
databases.
management, not DBMS. Database management.
Database management.
Hmm.
Can manage it as database administrator.
Huh?
Can manage it by database administrator.
The creation or maintenance of collection of organized data called as database management. Now you need to say database management system. What is meant by DBMS?
Is a software package that enables users to create, manage, and manipulate databases efficiently.
Okay. So who invented DBMS? For this you need to read history, right? So database management system was designed by Charles Backman in the year 1980. Okay. Next. So what is the purpose of DBMS? Why we need to go for DBMS?
DBMS is it ensures data stored, organized, and retrieved securely and reliably.
What is data redundancy?
Data redundancy.
What is inconsistency? Data inconsistency?
Data inconsistency, multiple copy of data, ma'am,
Hmm.
in different locations, ma'am. The data is not same.
Yes. So you need to say like this. The data is present at different locations, which is not same. Okay. So data redundancy is nothing but duplication of data. So could you give me example for data inconsistency?
Data inconsistency.
Mm. Like music and max both are there in a student database. If I have entered a music marks and I have didn't entered the mathematics marks, what will happen? The data will be leads to inconsistency. Why? To give a result, we need music and mathematics marks. Yes. So that is called as data inconsistency. What is meant by data isolation then?
Data isolation and are the formats which is difficult to access, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So what is data abstraction?
Data abstraction. Hide unnecessary data, ma'am.
Yes. So what are the levels of data?
3 levels, ma'am. Physical level, logical level, view level.
Okay, ma. Good. Mute yourself. Next, Sanjana, 45D5.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Sanjana, which unit you are comfortable?
Second unit, ma'am.
Second unit. What is SQL?
Structured query language, ma'am.
Okay, what is non-procedural language then?
Non-processor language, it mainly focuses on what data to be retrieved. It
Okay.
doesn't focus on how the data should be retrieved.
So how many types of keys are there?
There are 6 primary keys, candidate keys, foreign keys,
Yeah.
alternate keys, and composite keys.
Okay. So what is nested query?
What, ma'am?
Nested query.
Nested query.
Hmm.
Don't know.
చదవలేదా?
Nested queries.
What is normalization?
Normalization, which removes the duplicate columns and each cell which contains atomic values.
Yes. So what is 2NF? Second normal form.
2NF removes the partial dependencies where non-key attributes are fully dependent on the primary key.
Okay. What is the third normal form then?
Third normal form removes the transitive dependencies.
So what is participation constraint?
Participation constraints specify whether entity participation in a relation. It means entity is participating in a relation is mandatory or optional. It is participating or not.
Okay. What are key constraints?
Key constraints are of totally 6 types.
Yeah.
Primary key constraints, check, unique, default, and
ఇంకేం constraints ఉంటాయి?
Default key, primary key and foreign key, ma'am.
Okay. What is domain constraint?
Domain constraint means where the value of the column which has only same data type. It should be of same data type.
Yes. It will specify the range. Okay.
Mm.
Based on value or domain. Next, what is referential integrity constraint then?
Referential integrity constraint consists of foreign key and primary key, where foreign key relations with the primary key. It means, for example, in table 1, the foreign key which values present in foreign key should be present in the table 2 primary key. The value should be available in as well as table 2, which is primary key values.
Okay, Masanjana, mute yourself. Next, Anjali.
Thank you, ma'am.
45B7. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Anjali, which unit, ma?
Second unit, ma'am.
So what is cardinality?
Cardinality. The type of relation between the entities. It
What?
defines the type of relation between the entities, ma'am.
Okay, what is degree then?
Degree.
What is a weak entity?
Weak entity. Entities depends on the another entity, ma'am.
Okay, example.
For example, loan, ma'am. We take installments.
Hmm.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, what is derived attribute?
Derived
Hmm.
an attribute.
Which is derived from other attribute. Example.
A student, date of birth, storage is an entity is an object, ma'am, or concept with that can store different data, ma'am.
Okay. So how many types of relationships are there?
One relationship, ma'am.
So
One
what
to many,
to many directly?
many to
What
many
is
to many, ma'am.
what is meant by one to many?
One to many. One record to table. One record to one table is related to multiple records, ma'am.
So you need to say like this. On left hand side, only one entity will be there. On right hand side, we'll be having two entities. One to many.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Next. So mute yourself.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Person 4521. 4521. Roll number 4521. Who is that? 4521. Next. 45C6. 4522. C6 ఉన్నారమ్మా? C6 కానీ 4522. 4525. ఏమ్మా మీ రోల్ నెంబర్ ఏంటి?
C6, ma'am.
C6. Okay. So C6,
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
comfortable with first and second unit, right?
First and second and third go, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So how many types of languages are there?
3 types, ma'am.
Languages, database languages.
3 ma'am.
చెప్పండి.
Data definition language, data manipulation language, data query language. Query language.
క్వెరీ లాంగ్వేజా? ఏమా కొత్తగా ఇన్వెంట్ చేసావు నువ్వు? డేటా కంట్రోల్ లాంగ్వేజ్, ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కంట్రోల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్, how many types of database users are there?
Hello ma'am.
చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
Ma'am.
మీరు ఒక ప్లేస్ లో ఉండి చెప్పండి, మూవ్ అవ్వకండి మీరు.
Yes ma'am.
చెప్పండి. డేటాబేస్ యూజర్స్, టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డేటాబేస్ యూజర్స్. ఏమా చదవలేదా?
Next question.
absent ఏమని చెప్తాను. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చనా? వాట్ ఈస్ డేటాబేస్ స్కీమా?
Database schema. Entity relationship model. Relational model. Storage layout. Storage layout ma'am.
ఏం చెప్తున్నావు? నీకన్నా అర్థమవుతుందా? నేవీ యూజర్స్, సొఫిస్టికేటెడ్ యూజర్స్, డేటాబేస్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్స్, అప్లికేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. మీ వాయిస్ క్లియర్.
వాయిస్ ఎక్కలేదు మ్యామ్. హలో మ్యామ్.
నాకు క్లియర్ గా లేదమ్మా. నెక్స్ట్ అమ్మా చెప్పు.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
నెక్స్ట్ 4522. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are comfortable with first unit, right?
No, ma'am. Second unit.
Second unit, huh? So how
Yes,
many
ma'am.
types of relationships are there?
Ma'am.
Relationships.
Relationships.
ఏంటి అటు చూస్తున్నావు? ఆన్సర్లు ఏమని చెప్తున్నారా?
No, ma'am.
చెప్పండి మరి. What is normalization?
Normalization.
ఏంటి పక్కన వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడతావు, నాతో చెప్తావా?
నీతో చెప్పు.
చెప్పు మరి. చదవాలమ్మా, ఇట్లయితే కష్టము. చదవలేదా మీరు? బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగా నేను, ఇంకా డెప్త్ కూడా అడగలేదు. బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతున్నా. వాట్ ఈస్ డేటా రిడెండెన్సీ?
Data redundancy.
నువ్వు ఒక్క ఆన్సర్ కూడా చెప్పట్లే. మీ సార్కి చెప్పి నీకు అబ్సెంట్ వేపిస్తాయి. నెక్స్ట్ 4525. 4525. Who is 4525? ఉన్నారా? 4525. (236Q1) A4525. Are you there? Okay, ma. So all of you can leave, ma. Thank you all. Good night.